Welcome back to English in the Wild. I'm Sarah, and today we are tackling a topic that is happening right in the palm of your hand, the attention economy. Mark, have you ever picked up your phone just to check the time and then suddenly realized 45 minutes passed while you were scrolling through random short videos?
More times than I care to admit, Sarah. It's what psychologists call the digital vortex. You go in for one quick task and the tech algorithms completely pull you in.
Exactly. And it's not an accident. We live in an attention economy where big tech companies don't just sell products, their actual currency is your time and focus. They spend billions of dollars engineering dopamine loops, tiny chemical hits in your brain triggered by likes, red notification badges, and unpredictable rewards.
Right. It's designed to keep your thumb scrolling indefinitely. But the hidden cost of all this hyperconnectivity is screen fatigue and fragmented attention. When your brain gets used to receiving a new stimulus every 3 seconds, sitting down to read a book, focus on a complex work project, or learn a language feels painfully slow.
Spot on. It ruins our capacity for deep work, that state of distraction-free concentration where real learning and high-level problem-solving happen.
But here's the good news. You don't have to throw your phone in the ocean to fix this. In this chapter, we're going to look at practical strategies for digital minimalism, learning how to use technology as a powerful tool without letting it control your life.
Welcome back, everyone. In segment 1, we established that we are living in a relentless war for our attention. Now, Mark, let's get tactical. If someone wants to break free from that digital vortex, what is the very first step they need to take on their personal device?
The absolute lowest hanging fruit, and honestly, the single most powerful change you can make today, is practicing strict notification hygiene. Think about what happens when your phone sits next to you while you work or study. Every single time a screen lights up or a chime rings or a little red badge pops up, your brain experiences what cognitive scientists call an attention residue. Even if you don't pick up the phone, a small fraction of your mental energy stays stuck on that alert. Who messaged me? Is it urgent? What happened online?
Exactly. That attention residue means your brain never actually reaches 100% capacity on the task in front of you. You might think you are multitasking, but in reality, you are just rapidly context switching, jumping back and forth between different thoughts. And research shows that it can take up to 23 minutes to regain full, deep focus after a single interruption.
Isn't that wild? 23 minutes lost to a random promotional email or a group chat meme. So here is how you fix it. Turn off all non-human notifications. You do not need a push notification every time a news app publishes an article, every time a social media account posts a video, or every time a game wants you to log back in. Keep notifications enabled only for direct, urgent human communication, like direct phone calls or messaging apps from family, and turn off everything else.
That is a game changer, Mark. I actually took it a step further last year. I put my phone screen into grayscale mode, black and white, and I moved all social media apps off my home screen into hidden folders. When your phone stops looking like a bright, shiny slot machine in your palm, the unconscious urge to tap on it completely evaporates.
Brilliant strategy, Sarah. And that brings us to setting firm digital boundaries. This isn't just about your phone settings. It's about managing expectations with colleagues, friends, and family. If you reply to work emails or messages at 11 p.m. on a Sunday, you are silently teaching people that your time has no boundaries. Establishing clear offline windows, for instance, declaring a strict no-screen zone during meals and after 8 p.m., creates a protective moat around your mental health and family time.
It's about taking back the steering wheel of your life. When you control your notifications instead of letting them control you, you transition from being a passive consumer, reactively responding to the world, to an intentional creator who decides exactly where their mind goes. Mark, if you look at how most of us consume information today, we've essentially trained our brains to become master skimmers. We glance at a tweet, scroll past a headline, watch a 15-second video clip, and then jump to the next thing. But there's a real cognitive danger here. The way we consume digital media is fundamentally changing the physical architecture of our brains. When was the last time you sat down and read a dense 300-page book for 2 hours straight without checking your phone once?
You know, Sarah, I had a moment last year where I realized I was struggling to get through a single chapter of a novel without feeling this strange, restless itch in my fingertips. In neurobiology, they call this neuroplasticity in reverse. Your brain adapts to whatever you feed it. If you feed it constant novelty, hyperstimulation, and instant gratification, it loses the capacity for sustained linear focus. You become intellectually impatient, expecting every piece of information to be served in short, easily digestible bites.
Exactly. And that creates a massive disadvantage in your professional and personal life. Complex problems in business, engineering, science, or language learning cannot be solved with a skim-reading mindset. They require deep comprehension, synthesis, and critical thinking. When you can't read long-form content, your ability to articulate nuanced ideas or construct well-reasoned arguments starts to decay. You end up relying on surface-level opinions because you lack the patience to dig into the underlying data.
That is so true. But the encouraging part about neuroplasticity is that it works both ways. Just like you can lose your attention span through bad digital habits, you can retrain your brain through deliberate mental weightlifting. One method I love to recommend to students and professionals is the Pomodoro technique, with a twist. Instead of just setting a timer for 25 minutes of work, you commit to reading physical printed material, like a real book or a printed article, with your phone placed in a completely different room.
Yes! The physical distance from the device is crucial. When your phone is in another room, your brain registers that checking it requires actual physical effort, which breaks the subconscious compulsion loop. Another incredible exercise is what I call progressive focus intervals. You start with just 15 minutes of uninterrupted, deep reading on day 1. Once 15 minutes feels easy and natural, you bump it up to 20, then 30, and eventually 45 minutes. You are literally expanding your mental stamina step by step, exactly like training for a marathon.
It's all about building that cognitive muscle memory again. When you reclaim the ability to sit in quiet concentration with a book, a complex project, or a high-level English lesson, you regain a rare superpower in today's distracted world. You go from floating on the noisy surface of information to diving deep into true mastery.
Mark, as we look at how the attention economy infiltrates every hour of our day, we have to address the absolute most vulnerable time for our brains, the moment we get into bed. The tech industry knows that our willpower is completely depleted by late evening, which is why social media algorithms are particularly dangerous at night. So many professionals fall into a psychological trap known as revenge bedtime procrastination. After a long day of working, commuting, and fulfilling obligations, people feel like they haven't had any personal time, so they stay up late scrolling endlessly through short-form videos just to reclaim a false sense of freedom, completely sacrificing their fundamental biological need for rest.
That is a brilliant and terrifying observation, Sarah. And the damage isn't just psychological, it is deeply physiological. When you hold a bright LED backlit screen 6 inches from your face at 11:30 p.m., the blue light emitted by the device aggressively suppresses your brain's production of melatonin, the hormone directly responsible for regulating your circadian rhythm. Essentially, you are artificially tricking your pineal gland into believing it is high noon. As a result, even if you manage to fall asleep, the sleep architecture is severely compromised. You miss out on the restorative deep sleep and REM cycles, which means you wake up feeling physically drained, cognitively foggy, and ironically, desperate for the dopamine hit of checking your phone the second you open your eyes.
It really is a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. And the profound irony is that we convince ourselves that this nighttime scrolling is a form of relaxation, when in reality, it is keeping our central nervous system in a state of high alert. You might be lying down in pajamas, but your brain is rapidly processing global news, social comparisons, and fast-paced entertainment at light speed. To combat this, one of the most effective habits you can build is implementing a strict digital sunset. Just as the sun naturally fades and signals the body to wind down, a digital sunset is a predetermined time, let's say 9 p.m., where you intentionally power down your laptop, put your phone on a charging station in another room, and completely disconnect from the digital grid to let your nervous system decompress.
Implementing that digital sunset is arguably the ultimate life hack for modern professionals. But to make it work, you have to replace that digital habit with a high-quality analog routine. Otherwise, the sudden boredom will drive you right back to your glowing screen. You need to transition to low-stimulation activities, reading a physical book under a warm, dim lamp, doing some light stretching, or writing in a physical journal to offload your lingering work thoughts. Furthermore, the absolute golden rule of the digital sunset is that your smartphone cannot function as your morning alarm clock. Buying a cheap, traditional, standalone alarm clock and physically removing your phone from your bedroom entirely eliminates the temptation to doom scroll late at night or immediately upon waking up.
That single environmental change, evicting the smartphone from the bedroom, can transform your entire quality of life. When you protect your sleep architecture, your cognitive bandwidth expands massively the following day. For our listeners who are actively learning a second language or tackling complex career challenges, this is crucial because memory consolidation happens exclusively during deep sleep. When you master your evening boundaries and prioritize true unplugged recovery, you don't just gain back your attention span, you gain back your emotional regulation, your memory retention, and your overall vitality. Mark, we've covered a massive amount of ground today on the attention economy. Let's give our listeners a rapid-fire recap of the 4 key takeaways so they can put them into action immediately.
Let's do it! Takeaway number 1, recognize the battlefield. Tech platforms use engineered dopamine loops to hijack your time. If you don't control your screen time, the algorithm will control it for you.
Takeaway number 2, practice strict notification hygiene. Turn off all non-human alerts. Every time your phone buzzes, you suffer from context switching and lose your deep focus.
Takeaway number 3, rebuild your cognitive stamina. Our brains have forgotten how to focus on long-form content. Retrain your focus by reading physical books in a completely different room from your phone.
And takeaway number 4, implement a digital sunset. Stop revenge bedtime procrastination by replacing your phone with a physical alarm clock. Protect your sleep architecture at all costs.
Simple, actionable, and life-changing. Take back your focus, everyone.
Thanks so much for tuning in. And to keep leveling up your English and your mindset, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok at @EnglishInTheWild. Stay wild, everyone!